What's up guys, it's Mufasa and welcome to my 5th episode of my Formula 1 2017 career mode. We are at Spain this week, and if you haven't watched the last episode, there wasn't one because my PC crashed. But if you haven't watched my last video, go watch it. I do a summary of the race and then come back to this video. But guys, as you can see from the end of the last video, I did say we were 12th in the championship and we were 1 point ahead of our teammate Carlos Sainz. But as you guys are able to see, Hamilton is winning the championship by 10 points from Kimi Raikkonen, and it is a good scrap. It has been a good scrap between Ferrari and Mercedes with regards to this season.
Hi, how are you today? The improved package has arrived. We're having it fitted in time for FP1. Have a look at the factory report.
You may have seen from last episode, I did say we got a gearbox upgrade, so this is the gearbox upgrade coming from last episode. So our gearbox will be improved by 22.5%, so that's also good for us because then that means our gearbox might be able to last a wee bit further into the season. But I think we're just going to get jumped into qualifying right now. No, sorry, we're going to I'm going to show you the durability. So as you can see, we are getting further into our actual durability, but I think we're going to leave gearbox for a bit and we're just going to focus mainly on the actual engine components. As I also said, I don't want to be doing any more durability after Spa. I just solely want to be working on the car with regards to power, aerodynamics and even the chassis, because I don't want this car to be getting down to like the likes of the McLaren or the Sauber, because that would really put us at a disadvantage. But come Spa, it will be all power upgrades, engine upgrades, aerodynamics and chassis upgrades, as that is what's going to improve the car and allow us to hopefully try win championships and the constructors. But guys, I will see you guys in qualifying. So, we're jumping into our session goal.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
So guys, as you can see, our qualifying goal is to achieve either the 13th or higher and to obviously beat our teammate Carlos Sainz. But whenever we go into qualifying, I wasn't exactly expecting it to be raining, but as you can see, we're coming on to our first run and we are sort of just trying to get to grips with the track, see what the track's like. Because I actually didn't do any wet practice before this career mode, but just trying to take it easy, just set a wee banker lap because the track is extremely slippy at the minute and I don't want to go out. But as you can see, Raikkonen sets the fastest lap there with a 1:33. But as you can see, it's coming into the hairpin and coming into the final sector. The lap seemed to be okay. It was just the fact the car was sliding a while, and since the race was going to be dry, I sort of had to compromise my setup for the race. So we aren't actually in a full wet setup, which is something I'm not too happy about. But with the rules and regulations with F1, whatever setup you run in qualifying, you have to run in the race. But guys, as you can see from that, we set a 1:34.3. I can't remember. I'm honestly not sure. But we are going to throw on a new set of inters as the race is going to be completely dry. As you can see, Jeff telling us our fastest lap was a 1:34.9 instead. But we are getting ready. I'm going to fast forward time a wee bit, and then we will hopefully not run out of time this episode, because the past 2 episodes we have, but as you can see, we come out 40 seconds before the qualifying ends, so that's more than enough time for us to cross the line and start our lap. But as you can see, we have a bit of traffic in front of us, but what we're going to do is we're just going to slow down, give ourselves some breathing space and see if we can try punch in a good lap. We are sitting currently in P7 at the minute, but so I'm quite surprised, because I wasn't expecting us to be able to get such a decent lap in with it being in wet. But obviously the Toro Rosso must be good in the wet, in these wet conditions. So anything apart from above this is just an improvement for us. So will we be able to get up higher into the grid? As you can see, we get a decent enough first corner. As you can see, qualifying is now over. But as you can see, we're now moving on into the second half of this lap. We were basically fighting. We were hundredths and tenths off our actual last lap, so we were basically fighting for grip, but the grip didn't really improve much. As you can see, Sebastian Vettel sets the pole lap with a 1:32.9. Congratulations to him, he's most likely got pole. But as you can see, we're 3/10 up, and we ran wide coming into the last sector, which I wasn't really too happy about. But I'm not going to really blame any excuses. It was sort of me, I took a wrong line. But as you can see, we lost a full tenth coming out of that chicane, and we're now at 10th down. So we didn't really improve that last lap, but it was good experience for us to try get some wet practice before the race. So guys, as you can see, we are getting our objectives for resource points, and as you can see, we are starting to fly away with this rivalry with Carlos Sainz. We now have 5 points over him, so consistently we are starting to overall beat our teammate, so we won't be far off getting first driver.
Hello, I just wanted to pass on the team's expectations for this race. Good luck.
So guys, as you can see, we are supposed to get 11th in the race and beat Carlos Sainz, and for the championship we are going to be getting 13th hopefully. So let's jump into the grid.
Let's take a look at how the cars line up. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen, and Ricciardo, Perez, and Toro Rosso, Hülkenberg, and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Sainz, Jolyon Palmer, and Massa, Van Dorn, Magnussen, Lance Stroll, and Marcus Ericsson, Wehrlein, and Roman Grosjean starts from the back of the grid.
So Alonso had an amazing qualifying session there, getting 10th, so congratulations to him. But I don't know why, but every time I go into the race strategy, the car's filled with loads of fuel extra, so I constantly have to keep figuring it out. But I was contemplating about going on to the one stopper, so I was stretching the softs out to about around lap 15-16, but I decided to go with the two stopper. So guys, as we're now rounding down the 5 lights are out and away we go. We managed to get a great start coming off the line as Perez is slow off the start, and we're trying to get up past Ricciardo as soon as possible. We don't want to be caught behind Ricciardo on those mediums, but as you can see, Perez is holding his ground, but we managed to go up the inside of Ricciardo. What a great move from Ricciardo, but as you can see, the Ferraris and Mercedes are squabbling. Vettel goes out wide and he nearly makes contact with his teammate, and we nearly make contact with Bottas. Whoa, what a first couple of laps. We need a replay of that. As you can see, Raikkonen sort of forces Vettel out and Hamilton shoves it up the inside, and Raikkonen had nowhere to go. But amazing scenes from the first lap. But as we are now continuing on, coming into the end of the first sector, we're just sort of, as we always do, we're just sort of trying to calm ourselves down. We don't want to risk anything. I know the car's not fast enough to catch up with Bottas, but as we now move on into lap 3, Daniel Ricciardo is now on our case with those medium tyres, and we need to keep him behind us, because if we are wanting to beat him in this race, we have to stay in front of him and try to keep these soft tyres on as long as possible. But we managed to keep him behind. But as we now jump into lap 8, Ricciardo, he kept attacking us, but we were able to keep him behind as we're coming on into lap 9 now, which is going to be our pit lap. As you may have heard, he said that Raikkonen just came into the pits. As you can there see him, we're just after overtaking him. So that is us in P4 at the minute, but still effectively P5 whenever everything changes. So as you can see, we're coming in to the end of lap 9, coming up into the pit window. And since we're in such a heavy race with Ricciardo, I cannot mess this pit limiter up. As you can see, I basically almost nailed that, and I was quite happy with that. So we will be able to hopefully get a good pit stop as long as we can get a good exit from whenever the lollipop man decides to lift the lollipop and go. As you can see, a great pit stop from us, 2.8 seconds, so not long in the pit lane. But we're now in the mediums, lap 10, and we now need to try push as hard as we can, as Ricciardo is still out in those mediums and he hasn't came in yet. So Pascal Wehrlein is behind us, and he's trying to move up the inside, but we weren't really fussed. So moving on into the end of lap 10, Carlos Sainz, our teammate, and Julian Palmer came into the pits. So we're trying to find out the gap to Ocon. It's 12 seconds. I don't think he's had his stop yet, but as we now move on into lap 14, Perez must have came in for a stop on the mediums. Yes, he did. He came in, and so did Ricardo. So as you can see, in lap 15, we are trying to keep ahead of Ricardo because track position is everything. If we can keep ahead of Ricardo, we can hopefully try build a big enough gap for whenever we have to come in for the next pit stop. As you can see, our teammate is out of the race. What happened there? Oh, he just pulled off at the side of the track. We're gonna have to get a replay of that, guys. I honestly don't know what happened. He just pulled off the side of the track. Could have been engine failure, could have been a mechanic failure, or I honestly don't know, guys. But as you can see, lap 21, Ricardo went past us. He sort of kept up with us on the hard tire, but had to come in because the tires were nearly ready to blow, and we would have then had a puncture, and then that would have basically ruined our race. So with 11 laps to go, we are estimated to come out of the pit lane around 10th or 11th from what I remember, but we come out in 9th, so that's great for us. Hulkenberg also came into the pits as well, so he must be doing the same strategy as us. So 11 laps to the end of the race. Will we be able to catch Ocon? As we move on to lap 24, we are coming up to a black marker. I don't know who that is. Could be the Pascal Wehrlein, maybe even Marcus Ericsson, but it looks to be a Renault. Yes, it is. It was Julian Palmer. I think he seems to be going slow. Does he have some kind of a gearbox problem or something? No, here's a replay. He has a puncture, front left puncture. But as you can see, he's coming off the racing line, leaving room for us. And then once we pass, he comes back on the racing line and then continues on his way. But guys, on to lap 25, we were catching Ocon amazingly. We were making such great progress. Since he was on the harder compound of tyre, we were able to catch him so fast because you were either had to start, or the mandatory tyre for this race were either the mediums or the hard tyre. So as you can see, we are starting to catch Ocon. It was 3 seconds, and then within the space of 3 laps we managed to get it under a second, and hopefully we will be getting the DRS coming onto this back straight. So basically trying to line up Ocon for this hairpin, and as you can see, we throw the car up in the rich rivs. We have more than enough fuel to waste, but as you can see, we almost hit Ocon, lost our front wing. So that was a very scary moment. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Ocon to be going so slow in this last sector. I was literally screaming at the TV, telling him to get out of the way. As you can see, we almost hit him again, and I was like, we cannot take any chances. I have to make a move on him. I cannot stay behind him any longer because I most likely will end up losing the front wing, and it will jeopardize our race. As you can see, we forced the car up the inside, and now we have DRS to get as far away from him as possible. So on lap 28, we are trying to figure out who is in front of us. It is Sergio Perez, and I know what you guys are thinking. That's probably Perez in front of me, and I'm sad to say it's not, as Perez is now 10.4 seconds in front of us. It was actually a back marker, but as you can see, Lewis Hamilton wins the race, so he extends his championship lead. But as we come across the line and finishing the points for 2 races in a row.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
So guys, congratulations to Mercedes getting first place there. But as you can see, the championship standings now sit as Hamilton has now extended his championship lead to 17 points, and it's now Vettel ahead of Bottas by, if I can do maths, that would be 11 points if I can do maths. But as you can see, guys, we finished in 8th. and Esteban Ocon finished 4 seconds behind us. Carlos Sainz sadly didn't finish the race, so it was basically all on me to get points. So great for us in the rivalry challenge, but not so much with regards to the constructors. But as you can see, we are making great progress with regards to trying to get the team becoming first drivers, so we'll be able to choose and get more resource points. But as you can also see, we got an upgrade for the team as well. But since we got over 500 resource points, I was debating about if we were going to upgrade the durability or if we were going to wait and try to upgrade the powertrain. But I decided the MG UK was sort of worse for wear, and I was hesitating whether I was going to actually upgrade it or not. But I eventually did. But anyway, it has been your boy, your Mufasa. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe for weekly content. And peace.